When I turned 18, I did something I thought that would help me feel empowered as a woman. Gee, where have we all heard that before? But instead, it left me traumatized. I joined OnlyFans. I only spent 3 years as an OnlyFans creator, but looking back, those were the most miserable years of my life. Welcome to my luxury coach ride straight to hell. I'm Magic, and this is Magic's Monologue. In this video, I'm going to relate the story of an OF girl who was brave enough to tell the truth about the consequences and damage it does. The article I'll be covering is I Regret Doing OnlyFans and Would Never Do It Again by Fortesa Latifi. Stay with me until the end because my commentary will be chock full of irony. Here's what's in it for you. I will discuss why you should never consider an OF girl, current or former, for a relationship. Now, first, hit that thumbs up button. Help your brother from another mother so more men can see my work. Hit the subscribe and bell so you'll know immediately when I post new videos. Of course, I want your comments below. Grab a cold one from the mini bar in the back of the vehicle and let's get this party coach rolling down to the boat on the River Styx. At the time, joining OnlyFans felt like a natural progression. I was already posting bikini pics on Instagram, so I didn't really feel like there was a big difference between posting photos there and posting them on OF. This right here, guys. Social media validation and attention. As I have always said, sites like Instagram, FetLife, PORN Hub are like gateway drugs for women. Any woman who's doing stuff like this is not wife nor serious girlfriend material. And sooner or later, she will turn away from you to get her validation elsewhere. Remember, all those thirsty guys slipping into her DMs are her backup plan when she's ready to monkey branch from you for whatever reason. I saw other creators talking about how being an OF creator was empowering and a way to be in charge of your own life. That all sounded good to me. But the reality of what actually happened is nothing like my subscribers constantly pushing my boundaries. During my time as a creator, I was more depressed and anxious than I'd ever become. I was making really good money, great money actually, on average $20,000 a month, but it felt like my subscribers were constantly pushing my boundaries. Yes, and didn't you sign up for that? You're an empowered woman, remember? What happened to the female mantras of no means no and I'm no man's bitch? No matter what I posted, they wanted more explicit content. I ended up sending nude photos a few times even though I didn't want to because I felt so pressured and they were offering so much money. I would also receive terrible messages that were so degrading and I didn't see any filtering system on OF to block them. Take note of the lack of personal accountability here. How was this empowered woman forced to send nudes? Not my fault. The money was too good. Not my fault if I did send what they wanted and they sent me terrible messages. It was obvious that they saw me as an object for their pleasure and not as a person. It was awful being constantly sexualized to such a dehumanizing level. I was miserable, spending money to hide my depression and anxiety. So let's get this straight. They made you sign up for OnlyF and create a password. They made you provide your personal information, banking information, so you could get paid. They made you post nudes. They made you S-word objectify yourself. Now you claim victimhood when you get treated like one on a site which literally is the primary purpose in the first place. Explain to me how all this is their fault again? How do they force your fingers onto the keyboard and pose you for self-made content? For all the money I was bringing in, I was spending it just as quickly. I spent money to mask my depression and anxiety. I got used to this luxurious lifestyle where I go on fancy trips to beautiful places to shoot content in new settings. Each time I would think maybe this is the trip I'd be happy on, but it was never true. I was miserable. This is important. She is now a woman who's chasing a lifestyle, not a balanced, harmonious life. What have I always said in the past about dating women who are chasing lifestyles? Don't. This is an emotionally disconnected woman. 9 out of 10 times, she will literally be incapable of long-term successful pair bonding. My family and friends wanted me to stop, but they couldn't control me. It was something I could not let go of once I started. My whole life revolved around creating OF content. Wow. Sounds almost like, wait for it, an addiction. And we all know, guys, addicts have a high statistical probability of a successful, functional, and faithful relationship. I didn't grow up with much money. As a kid, I was made fun of for having a rundown car and a small house. I think that instilled desire in me to make money as an adult and to prove myself. I felt like money would be the answer to all my problems, but it wasn't. I have to wonder if this is the child of a single mother household. Many truly masculine fathers would lay down the law with their daughters that this is not acceptable. Do this and I will disown you, which is his job to do so, actually. Additionally, she has all the vulnerability markers of a young woman with no positive, strong male role model growing up. If she did have a male present, I can't help but wonder if he's either was a beta under mom's thumb or emotionally absent. Usually, strong, emotionally centered fathers don't produce young women with a twisted need for male validation. OF felt like the path to self-sufficiency, and for a time it was. The money was good, but it changed my life. I started isolating myself because I was so depressed that I lost the closeness I had with my family. My friendship started to suffer because I avoided my friends. In other words,
emotional damage.
My whole life revolved around creating content and talking to my subscribers. I spent at least 2 hours a day messaging subscribers, and it took a few hours to shoot and edit content. It was a full-time job, and I was expending at least 8 hours a day doing all this, and it was exhausting. Yeah, like any other full-time job that any other person works at to make a living. I got to the point where the money wasn't worth it. But wait, didn't she previously say she felt pressured and objectified? I have no idea what I was getting into. I was so young and naive, and I didn't see the big deal of posting sexy pictures. And once I had done it, I figured there was no reason to stop since the photos were already out there. Okay, again, no accountability. She made those choices. She was empowered. She wanted to prove she was an adult. She wanted to be in charge of her own life. Well, here you are. Congratulations. Now accept the consequences of your choices. I felt terrible. All the creepy attention was making me sick. Yes, the attention you went seeking. Subscribers kept asking for nude photos and offering more and more money. I found myself stepping past my own boundaries, and it left me feeling suicidal. I was close to ending my life, to be honest. I couldn't live with myself and felt like I was constantly on the edge of a mental breakdown. My life was spiraling, and I needed help. Though I was raised in a Christian household, I lost sight of my faith. But a family member noticed that I was spiraling and prayed for me. And through that prayer, I found my way back to Jesus. I've found strength to leave OF through my faith. I don't think I could have left it at all behind on my own, but I found strength through my faith. Okay. This woman had absolutely no internal locus of control. She sought external validation. She chased a lifestyle. She thought money would fill the emotional, spiritual, and physical lack she grew up with. She sought the effeminist lie of empowerment. Then, when it all didn't work out, she did what society and feminism teach women to do: play victim and blame men. Also, take note here, guys. Her solution didn't come from the inside out, but from the outside in. Once again, no internal locus of control. All fault, responsibility, and salvation lay outside herself. Is this, gentlemen, the kind of psychology you want in a girlfriend or the mother of your children? I know now there is a purpose in my life. I think I experienced what I did so that I could have a platform to share my story with other girls who are going through it, which is what I've done in TikTok videos detailing my experiences. Now I'm trying to find a new life, and I'm rebranding in a social media space to create a career I'm proud of. I'm ready to move forward without OF. Does any of you gentlemen notice she's still smoking the C pipe of social media? Still getting her validation and attention externally, just now has a different excuse? But hey, she can quit at any time. So gentlemen, a couple of things. One, she is now a reformed church girl. For you church or tradcon guys, you meet her at church. After all, she's a good Christian woman now. You date her. Do you really think she's capable of having a functional relationship? Sooner or later, she's going to relapse, cheat on you, and take half of what you've worked for and the kids. Chances are, you'll be one of those tradcon guys asking, "What happened? I thought I found a nice church girl." Well, you did at the time. However, women are chaos, and what they feel today is not what they're going to feel tomorrow. This is where many churches fail men. The argument that this is her past is bovine E. coli, and that you had no right to know and God forgives is dodging of consequences and responsibility. I'm not saying she doesn't deserve forgiveness. That's God's department. I'm all for it. Your department is the male mating strategy of picking the best girlfriend or future mother of your children and long-term mate if that's your goal. 2, this kind of emotional damage is not your job to fix. For you relationship-minded men, you can't fill the void in a woman who's been through this. Her view of men and masculinity has, at best, been skewed, at worst, severely damaged. She most likely doesn't have the ability to respect you as a man, nor defer to your male authority. If I said to you, if you walk out that door arm in arm with someone who has had the experiences she had, and because of that, there is a 70% chance you'll be hit by a truck, would you walk out that door? Because dating an OF girl, current or former, with the intention of a serious long-term relationship or marriage is tantamount to the same thing. 3. This is the most important thing, guys, so pay attention. If you are attracted to the thought of wifing up an OF girl, a party girl, or any female who seeks, profits, desires such negative male attention, then you have serious issues. I need to find you and slap you up the backside of your head and ask, are you stupid? Did you not have a daddy to teach you these things? If the answer is no, then dude, I'm sorry. I really am. If you've not already, then please subscribe. Time for you to learn what you should have been taught. This is the whole point of my channel. Now, those of you white knights who still won't listen, you deserve what you get, and you did it to yourself. In the end, she'll have you living in her feminine imperative frame as opposed to her living in yours. Remember, as a man, you cannot allow yourself to be pushed out of your frame and into hers. Focus on what I call F cubed: fitness, finance, and fortitude. An attractive woman is a very common resource, whereas a single high-value man is not. Let me repeat myself. Attractive women are a common resource, whereas a single heterosexual high-value man is not. Work to be that high-value man. Be comfortable with being alone and only seek to make a woman a complement in your life, not its focus. The moment you do the latter, you are on the path to being a nice guy. This is when women start losing all respect and attraction and will end up injecting chaos, i.e. drama, into your life. In the comments below, tell and share your story if you've dated an OF girl. If you disagree with me, then make your respectful case why. You can also email me your story, and I'll anonymously share it if you wish, so others can learn from your mistakes, victories, and joys. Send it to stories@magicsmonologue.com. Stop right now and give me a thumbs up, please, to help other men see this video. If you haven't subscribed, then do so and help me reach the goal of 1,100 by December. Don't forget to click on the community link and take my surveys. Do you find women with tattoos attractive? And 1 or 2 others. Share this video with friends who need to see it, especially if a bro of yours is dating or is giving money to an OF girl and thinks she actually cares about him, or is dating a social media addict. And if you want him to wake up. Until next time.